Are you a predator addict like me, chasing these big fish all around the world? In today's masterclass, I will show you my best guidance for pike in the spring. Let's go.
Another one bites the dust when the puzzle have been made.
Yeah, big fish again. Pop, 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 pop. Finally sitting here on the dock, hearing the birds. The whole nature is awake. The winter has been so long, ice has been thick, and you know, dreaming about the quest, going out on big waters, hunting those aggressive, hungry predators, get those strikes, that's the beginning of a great season. Spring fishing for pike can be super tricky. In the spring is the period when pretty much most of the bait fish the pikes are eating or migrating for spawning, but also the pike is supposed to spawn in the spring. So to learn what kind of bait fish, how they behave and where they are moving, migrating, that's 101. And this spot here I've been choosing as the first spot because we're fishing in a really big lake. And in this area of the lake, you don't have many like streams coming out. And what I know is that some white fish like roach, some smelt is going to this stream for spawning. So they're moving in to the stream, and the first spot they will hit, like an obstacle or like a trap, or what you can call it, that's here. Here you have a flat surface, you see by the eye, but underneath, that was important. I know it's big boulders here, strategic places for the big pikes to just stand hanging around, waiting for the bait to come to them. But also, I know they're going in to that area for spawning. And to find, this sweet spot, it's what it's all about. You can fish 10 spots without single fish, and then when you hit the sweet spot, you can have madness. If the pike should be here on the first spot, they should be eating. They should be taking the bait, like it's no tomorrow. Because here, if they're standing here, they have not been starting to think about spawning. They just want to prepare for spawning, eating as much as they can, getting energy, or they have been spawning and going out there for eating themselves up again, getting the energy back. So they should be eating, and my way to attack this is to first fish in the middle layer of the water. If the normal, like the visibility in the water is normal. Right now it's a little bit more murky than I actually want it to be. So I'm fishing a paddle bait with a lot of movement, but not too hard. And I'm using a mustache that's making you pushing a lot of water, so it's double vibration, you can say. And it should be go like rising up from the bottom, take the bait even if it's 4 meters up, ferociously eat it. But some days in the spring, as we know, can be super tough. You need to go like a curly bait, you need to downsize. And the average rule is that don't fish as big as you fish in the autumn. Like if you normally cast a 30 centimeter bait in the autumn, you go down to like a 23 to 18 centimeter in the spring. And that's normally successful. So that's what my first go-to tip is: searching for structure, close to spawning areas, finding a spot where bait fish are migrating. And if this spot is really isolated and you don't have any more spawning areas around, that probably is the sweet spot. Now we're moving to the next spot. We've been trying the first isolated structure, and I mean structure with structure underwater. You can have structure over surface and this looks like really good, but you need those boulders, you need those gravel, you need those ambush points. So now we're moving to a place where that actually like a bottleneck is moving and pushing the fish into the bay. We started with the same structure, a lot of boulders in the beginning, ambush point moving in, and then it will be finer and finer rocks, not like, yeah, but decent size for big pikes to be ambushing, but also nearness to it's a little bit softer bottom, because pikes, you know, they like to be sometimes just hanging or laying with the fins on the bottom, and then it's normally need to be a little bit softer. So this is my favorite actually, like, type of spots in the spring, because here you can have total madness of both pre-spawned and post-spawn big pike, and let's see. Fish! Yeah, this is what we have been waiting for. This is a really nice pike. Oh yes. This is a really nice pike. Oh yeah. This is a big one. This is a big one. Yes! This is what it is all about. 97 centimeter, and back she goes. Yes, this is what spring fishing is all about. Right now we're fishing the area there. There's like transit zone for the pikes, and temperature is really important. Energy is important, both for us and for the pikes. And I see now when the temperature is 6 degrees here. So then I know the pikes have been here, they moved in and setting themselves up on old vegetation or weed beds. And that's a key, that's a real big key for successful pike fishing in the spring, especially like when you're coming in this area 5 to 2 meters, when you have this normal vegetation during summer. And when that decomposing during winter time, on the bottom, is generating heat, and that's where the pike stands before they go up to the spawning. Jävlar, nu kommer de lågt. I want a seal. I want a van and seal. I've been deciding to change spots. So the place we was fishing, the water clarity was not to my excitement, if I put it that way. So we have been changing. We're fishing much clearer water, and now we are fishing pretty much the same structure, starting ourselves from outside and in. The only difference here is that here we have a lot more places where the fish can stand, so probably we'll need to pick apart this place a little bit more to find this sweet spot. But I'm pretty sure that changing place to a little bit more clearer water, and the clarity is, you know, you can see visible in like 3-4 meters. I think this will be the key for catching those big ones today. Nice fish! Oh, what to take! Ooh. Ooh, yes, it's really big, really big. This is a really big pike. This is a 10 kilo fish or more. Oh yes. Ooh. Stay down. Stay down. Yeah. Oh. This is what spring fishing is all about. Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. Come on. Yes! This is what it's all about. We have been making the puzzle today, going from deep to shallow, clear water to muddy water. And this is the reward. This is the reward we have been waiting for the whole winter time. You know, thick ice layers, almost depressions. This is life. This is life. All your thoughts, all your theories, everything has paid off. And now, to see that big mama swimming home, that's the reward. One part of putting the puzzle together is, of course, your gear and your baits. And I prefer mainly to start with like a paddle bait. This is a extra pedo from Rapala. This has a tail kicking action, but getting this rolling, searching movement. And I'm using that for, you know, to find out is the pike active or not. Because if they're active, they want baits like that and they'll fully aggressively take it. But like today, they have been a little bit slower. But with right presentation, you know, they have been full inhale. So I'm using also a lot with this tail bait. This is an X-Wrap Otis. And this type of bait is, you know, cold water, northern winds, late autumns, early springs, and the pikes are, you know, not in the mood. Then I use the tail baits. But one key player in the whole season is a jerkbait. This is the Haku. And what I like with jerkbaits is that you're getting this all-around bait. You can fish them slow, side-to-side action. You can get a little bit faster, S-curves, and you can let the bait sit and rest for time, and it's fluttering down. So you're getting like the best of worlds. So that's why it's one of my go-to baits in the spring. And also talking about the gear, when you're working a jerkbait, I want to get the side-to-side action. I'm using the reel handle to get the side-to-side action, and this is not possible if you have a reel with low gear ratio. This one is the Concept TX3 from 13 Fishing, and it has a gear ratio of 8:1. So a half of a turn, I'm getting this super nice side-to-side action. But also when you do the jerkbait fishing, I don't want to have really long back handle because I want it to be, you know, sometimes flexible. I want to jerk it. Sometimes I'm really, you know, want to have my grip here. You know, you're hitting this striking period and you like getting strike after strike. This is the really good way to hold the rod, get the hook set. But also the action of the rod is, for me, really important for the jerk. So this is the Omen Black 8'6". This is a fast rod. So the action of the tip helps the bait to go side to side and make those moves it gets. But also it has not that super, you know, heavy backbone in the tip section, but it's coming here, and that's also helped me to pull in those hooks. And when talking about the paddle baits, the Otis, the tails, my go-to setup is the 13 Fishing Fate Black Gatekeeper. This is a 9'1", up to 300 gram. So even if I fish the hard baits or I fish the soft baits, I have enough power to put in those hooks in the mouth of the fish and making that rubber tear apart with those thousands of teeth they have in the mouth. But this front handle and the diameter of it, it's, you know, you can fish all day long and you can set those hooks. And when it comes to the reel, I use a 13 Fishing Concept A3, gear ratio 5'5". So these I want to, you know, slow rolling, get that saddle action. the rod length helped me also to pull up the slack line when you're fishing in deep water. And you know, the drag of this bad boy is 18 kilo. So even if I fish like a stick of a rod or I using a rod with action, this bad boy will not disappoint me. So that's my setup. Enough talking. We are moving in on shallow water and some really hot structure. Yeah, big fish again. Oh yes. Yeah, by the rocks. Yeah, this is also nice fish. Take her in the back. Come on, be careful. Pop. Please. Yes. Another nice fish. Fully inhaled. We was taking the decision to go back a little bit outside 2.5 meter, fish the stone structure and so on. And you can look at this pike. This one has not been spawning yet, so we're both getting pre-spawned, post-spawned in the same area. That meant we are on the sweet spot. Yeah, another pre-spawner. Super nice fish. So we made the puzzle work and I'm super excited. And you know, those strikes, I know why I have been longing for those ones the whole winter season. And I'm pretty sure this is another quite close to 1 meter and 1 meter too. Yeah, nice lady. She will go back. Yeah, I made the decision to go out from the shallow area because it doesn't feel right. We didn't get the answer we want to have. So we go to the middle section again of this section of road the pikes are using for the spawning area. And school example, by the rock next to old weed bed. So remember, when you made the puzzle work out, remember where, how, when, repeat. Success. So I have some quick tips for you that are going to hit big bodies of water like this. Number one, if you have a spawning bay where it's coming out a river or a creek, where you know the bait fish going up for spawning, you know the pike will be there, the bait will be there, and will be there for a long time. So that's really good spot. Number two, if you have spawning areas that's going in like a bottleneck, but you have the structure visible, but also structure underneath the surface, and then you have a deeper edge going up. That's number two. Number three is to know about what kind of bait fish you have in your lake. Know how they're behaving, how the patterns are through the seasons. Then you know which kind of depths, what kind of structure you need to find the bait fish, and when you find them, you find the fish, the pikes of course. And number four, that's to know what's happening under surface, both with temperature, which kind of temperature they're moving in, which kind of temperature you know you need to stay out there on the lake. You need to know what kind of vegetation you have. You have your dead grass that we are fished today that has been super successful. Do you have the green fresh one, or do you have these old reed beds that are getting a lots of heat when the sun is lighting, and you're getting a atmosphere around it where these really fat mamas want to lay down and be maturing their eggs. Yeah, that's all for me. I will hit the road. Thank you and bye-bye.